So part one, why are you always posting? Who are you really? So I have been famous since birth. Believe it or not. My mom was asked about putting me in a child's magazine in a commercial. My mom said no. And I was a month or two old at the time. So it started then. People don't know that. They see me now. They don't know that it was also back then. I don't have to seek the attention. The attention has always been there. From birth, when I couldn't even talk, and I didn't open my mouth, right? So through elementary school, sports, PE, you know how we had those tests that you have in PE, you get the awards for that, standing broad jump, whatever those tests were, I would pass them. Be number one, be the fastest. Fast forward, got into track and basketball from middle school on to high school. Believe it or not, my mom did not attend a lot of my games, hardly any of my basketball games, hardly any of my track meets. So I don't have a lot of family video to prove who I am, what I am, and what I represent. But I can tell you who I am, what I represent. It's also newspaper clippings as well. But I bring that part up because I have bust my butt to be at my son's events. My mom did not do that. For whatever reasons it was at that time. However, one thing I will say is I was determined to be good because I wanted to make them proud. Even though they didn't see it, even though they didn't watch me do it, I would bring ribbons home, trophies home, paper clippings they would read about in the newspaper, and things of that nature. So that helped to validate why I was in the sport and what they might have missed. It didn't change, they weren't gonna come. My dad worked nights, and my mom didn't work for a large part of my life. But other things were more important at the time. It got to the point where I was in so many things, and I was so active. I was a cheerleader, I was in band, played clarinet, and go figure that. And I was also a basketball player, ran track as I said before. I kept score for boys basketball. I did a lot of things. But my mom didn't watch and see a lot of those things that I did. So, getting the awards, bringing ribbons home, certificates home, all those things was validation for me being a part of that and to showing her who I was. So, the things that happen now in my life are things that was already happening. It just wasn't a social media platform to see those things happen. Believe it or not, I scored over 40 some points in a game, in a basketball game, in one game. Most people would never know that. I scored over 1,000 points, career points in high school. I have a basketball to prove that. Most people don't know that. To the point where when I say people are always watching me, and people are always watching me, to the point just recently, Thanksgiving, a family friend came to my son, we were in line getting food, and said, I finally scored more points than your mom in the game. And my son is confused because my son never heard that. I never told him about it. I never said anything to my kids about my previous athletic career and abilities. I blame myself for that because now my son can validate and answer questions. Mom, what are they talking about? And that person was so excited to tell my son that one thing. However, I'm more excited to tell them what they see now in me as a parent. I did go to college, that person did not. I ran track in college, that person did not. However, that person has that one thing over me, right? And I am okay with that because I'm not competing. I did it at a time where it just happened, and I did it. At the same time, being mindful of people always watching, right? People are watching who I am and the person I've become right now. But all the things to get to that has been a lot. I wanted to play basketball in college. I thought that's what I wanted to do. My coach did nothing for me. Absolutely nothing. So I said to myself, going to college, I want to coach the opportunity that I didn't have. Running track in high school, our class was good. Like a lot of us went to states. I went to states every year in high school from ninth grade to 12th grade. I increased from one event to 3 or 4 events. Our relay team, we were top six in state, right? However, most people not really know that little tidbit. I was the most athletic female in my graduating class. More for that. People don't know that. So what you see now and how driven I am, I've always been a driven person. I used to tell my basketball players when I coached them, and I'm gonna talk about that in my next part, that I can't teach you becoming tough. Either you're there or you're not. But I can help you with the game to be tough during that time. But you gotta be intrinsic, it gotta be inside of you. So I'm just really tough. It was born that way. From the time I was in the hospital to the time they asked me, hey, we want to put your child in poster in a magazine. We want to show her because we think she's cute. You know, whatever the case is. My mom didn't do it, right? But fast forward that time to just being in high school, being who I am, wanting more, wanting to be better. I've always wanted that for myself. So you can't teach someone to appreciate you. You have to appreciate yourself at all costs. Some other questions that I might get is, why do you go so hard and why are you in everything? In high school, I was in a lot of things, right? More than just one sport, more than just an opportunity. I find pleasure in doing so much, even to the point that my mom said to me, you're in so much stuff. I am not going to keep coming up to that school to pick you up. Me, in high school, I'm thinking, why? Like, I'm not getting in trouble. I'm a good kid. I'm making good grades. I work on weekends. I make it a job. And I'm doing good. But I realized way after, a lot of years after, I was doing a lot of stuff. To the point that I think my sister, who was ahead of me in school, she did sports because I needed a ride and I couldn't drive. And she knew that sports was what drove me, and I really enjoyed that. That she took up the sport of track. She wasn't really good, and she knew that, right? But she was my sister. And I appreciated her for taking the opportunity to say, I'm going to do track so that you can have a ride and you don't have to stop. Until I was able to get my license, of course. And then I drove myself. But my mom was tired of running up to the school to pick me up because I was in so many things. And she said, I'm not going back to that school. You got to cut something out. And I didn't want to cut anything out. I wanted to stay active. And so fast forward now, years later, I'm still active. I'm still doing it. I'm still hopefully, well, I know for myself, I'm crushing goals. It has maybe taken me a minute. There's some other things that are going on in life that has probably set me back just a little bit from the ultimate goals that I want. But I am doing those things, and it has taken me a little bit of time to get to that point and to understand that. And then as I left high school, wanted to go to college, I actually got into Radford University and thought that's what I was going to do because I went to a basketball camp there, loved the campus, loved what was happening. But then my cousin, older cousin, was at Virginia State University. And I saw him, it seemed like he liked it, he liked being there. And I said, you know what, I'm going to go to Virginia State. Got in Norfolk State as well. I knew that wasn't for me. Little state. But ended up going to Virginia State University. And when I tell you it was the best decision of my life, it was the best decision of my life. So, what have you learned about me in this little bit, part one? I could have been that child star. My mom said no. Not that I'm a star now, but the attention part, don't have to see it, it's there. Why am I always so active? I've been driven my entire life. I think it was ingrained ingrained and born into you. I could sell somebody anything and they would buy it. I could talk you into anything I had and you would believe it. It was true though, but I had that gift. And I'm thankful to God that I've had that gift, that I hid for a long time, because as women sometimes we get carded for whatever immigrants and all that, being out there, like I don't want to see them no more, well, I always got to see them everywhere. But I hid some of that because I didn't want to always seem like the attention getter. But as I was a coach, and I'm gonna talk about this in part two, I used to tell my girls, we're gonna walk in this gym like we the best thing since sliced bread. And they were a little cocky, arrogant, kind of like, I like that coach a little bit. But we tried to back that up. And everything we did, from getting off the bus dressed to walking in the gym, to them having a strict schedule once we got in the gym on what they were going to do without me saying a word to them. So leadership has been a part of me that I didn't really realize pretty much my whole life. I was captain of the basketball team, right? But I also set records in basketball and in track. And I idolized a young lady who went on to Clemson to run track. Her daughters are now doing well in college, and they're setting records as well. So I idolized her, and I wanted to be her. I wanted to be just as good as she was. She did basketball and she did track. And so I was driven. Remember how some of y'all see me mentoring and coaching people. I saw that in other people as well. I am still mentoring and coaching by people now. So what you see now, it's been driven